So first thing you want to do to download HitFilm Express, just go to Google or whatever search engine you use, and you can just search for HitFilm Express. I chose the second link, download HitFilm Express right here. The actual URL would be fxhome.com/hitfilm-express. So I'll click on this one. And we open this, simple. We'll just hit this blue download HitFilm Express button. Now this is a pay what you can app. So you actually don't have, you can, if you'd like to, pay whatever amount you want for it, but you can also just download it for free if you'd like. So especially if you're not sure if you're ever going to even use it, maybe download it for free. And if you really, really enjoy it and you want to go back and give them some money for it, then that's cool, but you can download it for free. So you'll just do that. Look at a little crying face there. And then you'll just click download here. What's going to happen next is it is going to ask you to fill out your name, your account, country, your email address, and then a password. And then select your age. So it's just like 18 or over, basically. And then you can say yes to no, or no to emails and stuff. So we'll say no. But you'll fill out this form here, just with your name and details. Make sure you remember what that password is, because that's what you're going to use to activate the actual software when you download it. So you'll put all this information in, and then you can just click send me the Express download. Once you click that, it will send you a download. And then you can go to your email. You should get an email from HitFilm. The subject, download your HitFilm Express installer. You come here and you just have to click get your Express installer. And then you can download whatever you have. So if you have a Windows or a Mac, you'll download that, click on it, and it will load onto your computer. It takes a little while. So earlier I downloaded it, took me like 25 minutes to download it. So a bit of a software, or maybe my internet's bad, I'm not sure, but yeah, download it. And then of course, once it's done downloading, you'll click this, it will bring up the install instructions. You'll go through it, and then you can open up the app. Now, when you first open up the app, it will ask you to sign in. So that's when you'll have to remember your email and password. So you'll sign in to activate your account here. I'll just open it up. But once you are signed in and the account is activated, this is what you'll see whenever you open the app. So they have lots of YouTube videos and kind of tutorials on doing stuff on here. There's also a user guide right here that you can follow and click on. It takes you to a website. You can read through the manuals if that's something that's more helpful to you than watching something in live demonstration. If you also like to have something to read along with, you can click this and it will take you through all of the stuff. So the general interface, general options stuff over here. What we'll do is we will put together a simple video. So we're on here. You have two options. You can either open an existing file. So if you've already been working on something, you can click here to open up the project, or you can click new to start a new video. So I'll click new here. Now, when you click this, it's going to give you this page with these options. It already has preset options here, and you can mess around with this, changing the template and stuff like that. But if you're just doing this for just like a basic little video you want to put together, I would just leave this. I usually leave this stuff because I know that when I try to play with stuff like this, I just end up messing something up, and then someone gets mad at me. So you can change here. You can change like the duration. The duration of my video that I'll have preset will be at 5 minutes. You can also change some of the rendering stuff. This is just what's going to happen when you kind of export it out. But if all of what I just said is super confusing to you, you can just leave it. This is just kind of basically the quality of the video. And then down here is the width and height of the video, which is literally of like the window you have. You can check that and you can change that. But when you open up your project, as soon as you drag in the first clip, it's going to automatically change the ratio of your kind of video play, whatever you're looking at, to the proper width and height, so you actually don't really have to worry about that. So to say it more simply, just you can click new and just click OK. You can change these things, but or you can just leave the default settings. Click OK, and it's going to start a new project here. So here it is. This is like the interface of your editing software. So you have a few sections laid out here. Here, where I'm circling right now, is where all the little clips of your footage is going to be. So when you start bringing in little clips, you're going to see them all lined up here. This is going to be the timeline of your video. Right up here is going to be your playback. So this is where you're going to be able to watch back your video as you're editing it in this kind of black square up here over the right. Over here, multiple things might pop up here. More generally, when you're kind of previewing a video file that you're considering bringing into your video timeline, you'll be able to preview it here. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then down here is a bunch of stuff, effects and stuff, but namely your media. So the first thing you want to do when you're starting a project here is you want to import media. That means just bringing video files into this app so that we can work with them. So you can do one of two things. There is a button right here that says import. It kind of is cut off here, but it does say import. You can click on this and select, oh, I want to choose media to open. It should take you to your Finder or File Explorer, and you can go here and look. You can always also just go to your Finder here, and you can just choose your file. So I'll go in here, and you can drag them in one at a time, or you can select a bunch of them and just drag them and drop them into here. And this will import all of my videos here. So here are all the videos I just took, and we can see they're all right here. So once I have these videos imported, they'll all be over here in my media area. And I can see, if I'm not sure which one they are because they're not named properly, like they're just random file names, I can come here and I can click play here. And that way I can see what video I'm dealing with, you know, right? So I can go around and check what I want. So I have all my videos imported here. Now I want to start making my actual video. Take this file and I'm just going to click on it and I'm going to drag it into my timeline. So I'm going to drag it right over here. And as I said, it's going to edit my sequence to make sure that this video fits in it. So I'll just click yes. That way now it's perfectly cropped my video into this frame, so I don't have settings when I'm setting it up. Now, once you do this, what you'll have is you'll have a file right here. I'll put a couple more in here so you can just keep dragging video files in here. So we'll see that we have two areas here. So we have this area up here and this area down here. These are two kind of separate looking clips. What we're dealing with up here is our video, and down here is our audio. So we could potentially have video without audio and audio without video. So say I imported something here and I have a video and audio. I could also add music over this. So right now I just have one kind of thread here, but I could potentially add things over top of this, kind of below, so I could add more audio files down here or more video files up on the top to layer things. So I could layer music on top of a video, for example. In any case, you always have your video up here and your audio down here. And now we can see that if I play from here, so this is my preview here, I can see the clips and this one will stop and then it will cut to the next one, right? And we can go through the videos. And I'll have different clips. So here we have it. So say I'm looking at this video and I play it through and I want to say cut it a second shorter. So what I have here is I have a bunch of tools. The most basic one being kind of your pointer and your grabber. So your pointer is just where you can click on things. Your grabber allows you to grab things and move them around. But this next thing we have right here is our razor blade or our slicer tool. And we can use it by clicking here, or you can just click C on your keyboard and it brings up, basically, I think it's short form for cut. And we can cut our footage here. So I can, take this, I can move this along to wherever I'm trying to look at my footage. And then I can take this cutter tool and I can just click anywhere on the footage here. And I can cut it. This is the same as Premiere and other video editing software. Sometimes it's a bit different, but you usually have all your little tools here for cutting. So we can use this to just click wherever we want on the video. So here I have this video clip. It's playing over here on the right. And I can use my cutter tool here. So basically I can click here. And then what you'll see is I have two separate clips here. So I have a clip here now, and it's going to be separated by the space here. And then I'll have a clip here. So if I were to play this through, it would play through here, and then you'd go into a blackout, and then it wouldn't start playing again until this little ticker here reaches all the way next to this next clip. So we can cut our footage up like that by just using this razor tool wherever we want throughout. And now I've cut my footage up into a bunch of different little sections. And then what I can do with that is I can then, that is me as a little kid, by the way. What I can do with that is I can then take this and I can come in here. If I put my mouse just on the edge of like a clip here, I can actually take this and then I can do things like I can shorten this clip. So I can cut off the edges of this clip by just clicking on the edge of it and dragging it in when I see this thing. So I can click and drag, and now I've just shortened up this clip. So I've shortened it up without cutting it. So you can cut things out by just simply using your cutter tool and saying, I'm going to cut this. And then say I want to delete this portion, I'll just click on it to highlight it, and I'll just click the delete key. Or once you've cut something and you're just trying to shorten it, but you want to like watch as you're shortening it kind of thing like this, you can do this and we can kind of see that we're cutting it down, and it's actually going to then start here. So it's there. And then we can kind of play around with these, cut them up, and then just reassemble by clicking on them, and we can then drag them to whatever spacing we want here. Right. So that's our cutter tool. We also have tools like this thing is called the slip tool. So we have the slip tool and the slide tool right next to each other, and these do basically opposing things. So this slip tool allows me to, so if I say I had a space here, this will allow me to extend this clip back by clicking and dragging without cutting into this space. So say I have a space here between the clips and I want to keep that space the same. I can use this slide tool to click and drag my clip in without changing the space here. So I'm making this clip shorter here, and I'm sliding the clip over. So I'm sliding from like making it starting here to starting further along and ending further along. And the same goes for this slider tool. I can make a clip, move a clip along without affecting the space or affecting the length of the clip. So the length of the clip stays the same, but the portion of the clip that I'm showing is like sliding. So I'm moving it further along in the clip. The next thing you have is a ripple tool. So right down here, it's called your ripple tool. And what this will do is it basically allows you to close gaps. So you can click on it, or I can right click here and I can ripple delete my gap, and that will close my gap automatically. So say I push this all the way out over here and I created these spaces and I'm trying to drag them, but I'm afraid I'm gonna like drag it over the clip. I can just right click here, click ripple delete. And what will happen is it will close the gap between those two clips and just bring them together perfectly so that there's no space between them. And then I can create a gap again, and then ripple delete it. Now, a lot of this stuff, you kind of get the hang of because there's a lot here. The basics, though, of this being that you can click and drag clips. You can make them shorter or longer by clicking on the edges of them and dragging to change when they start and end. or you can use your cutting tool to cut up clips like that. And that's kind of the basics of what you're doing. Everything else is just, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like even if I right click here, you'll see that there's so much happening here. But those are really the basic tools that you'll want to get used to when you're editing video and some of the stuff you're going to do. Now, as I mentioned before, we have our audio and our video separate here. So when you import something together, it automatically stays together when you import it. So if I click on the video portion, it's going to move the audio portion over as well, so that we don't get a disconnect between our audio and video. But say I wanted to do that. Say I wanted to delete the audio on the clip, or I wanted to move them separate. What I can do is I can right click on my audio, and there should be an option here. I can actually unlink them. So if I click unlink, now my audio and my video are going to be separate. So I can move my video and audio in separate places. So they're separate. So I could actually then just delete this audio while keeping the video here. So these are all connected, right? Because I can't move one without the other. But as soon as I right click on that clip and I unlink it, I can then move everything separately. So I could, delete all the audio clips on this video and just leave it as video and then just put music under it. The other option you have here is that when you're looking at your video, you'll notice that there's a small line on your audio clips right here. So we can see right down here at this line. What this is your audio level. So right now I'm moving it. You can see this number on this little orange square shifting from positive to negative. That's like the volume level changing. I guess it's like whatever that volume measure is, below or above what was the normal level of it. And I can change this to make it louder or quieter. So say my clip is really loud, quite loud, and I want to make it quieter because I'm going to put some music over it, and I just want it to be kind of, I can pull this down. And now the audio on this clip is there, but it's much quieter. So instead of just deleting audio entirely, you can actually adjust clips. And say you have one clip that's really loud and then the next clip is super quiet, you can also do it to adjust for that. So you can change this, turn this really up and turn this down to adjust for the fact that, you don't want to be watching a video and then one clip is really quiet, so you're leaning in to like hear it, and then the next one's super loud and then you're frightened, which sometimes happens because it's like come on loud really quickly. So you can use this tool just to drag and pull up and down your audio sound levels to make that sound a bit more smooth throughout. Yeah. So we could assemble all these clips together. We can close all these gaps here. But that is kind of cutting your video now, and those are all your tools for doing so. But like I said, your main tool is just your grabbing and your pointer and your slicer here to slice your clips. Now, say here's the other thing, this became unsized. Say I wanted to add text to my video, pretty easy. So say you wanted to do something like you wanted to add an intro title to my video. So right here, I want to add a title to my video. There's two ways you can do this. You can click here, and right up here, we should have a text tool that we can add, just an A, and I can click on the black space. And what it's going to do, it's going to create a fresh video up here, click up here, above my other video where I can write text. So I could put this over top of a video, and I can use this to then. So we could do that, and we have the little text written there. The other option we have here is we can use templates. So right here, we have our imported media, and then right here, we'll have our templates. And these are like different title slides. So I can say I'll choose a super simple one, I'll import it. And it's going to import in here. And then what I can do is I can import this into my timeline by clicking and dragging it anywhere on my timeline. Here. And now I have this, move over. I'll have this little title page, and I can come in here, I can click on it, double click on it to edit it. And then we can use our pen tool to delete what's here. right? And then we have this kind of video, this title page for our video that pops up when we play it through. Right, more videos. And then it's going to go away and go into our video. Feel the flow that came up there, that was what I put over that. And we'll see that it's cut from clip to clip, so it's changing. It's not just playing through solid anymore, it's cutting between clips as we go through here. To your imports and your templates. Now, say you wanted to do something like make an effect. If you were seeing like clips fade out from one to the next, you wanted to have like a fading effect on your clip. What you can do is you can go to your effects. So here we're in our media, right over here. You can go to our effects area. We'll see we have a bunch of effects. A lot of these you won't use, but what you're looking for is you're going to look for transitions. So you have two areas here. You have audio transitions and video transitions that you can use to transition between clips. If I click on here, we have some stuff that you might be familiar with, like dissolves or wipes or stuff like that. So say we use a dissolve, we can use just a cross dissolve. That's like basically just like the most basic thing. It will dissolve one video and the other one will come from it. So I can use this cross dissolve effect. I'll just want to click on it and drag it to my clips, and you can click it and drag it right in between the areas of your clips, and it should just place itself between your clips. It's a bit wonky, but I did add one right here. We can kind of see this little gray area there. That should be a cross dissolve. So we can see that if I play this clip, it's then going to dissolve into the next one. And we can use all these sort of things. We can use an additive dissolve, whatever kind of thing you want to add cool effects to your video. We can do wipes, the clock wipe will look like this. So if we play this one through, right, it kind of in a clockwise motion wipes away the video. So these are all the effects. And once you use an effect, you can also change stuff, like you can go to this controls panel. So if I'm on an effect right now, I can go to my control panel and I can change, and everyone will have different ones, but we can change stuff like the angle, we can change first reversed. You can also probably change the length of it, so how long it takes to do so. So if you want that to kind of fade out really slowly into the next one or fade out super quickly, you can change the time it takes to dissolve to the next clip and change. So those are some of those effects there. I'd say the transition ones are the ones you use most, but you can also use stuff like we have some blurring ones and some color correction tools. So we can put an auto correct on something to just fix up the color a bit. And there's all these tools that can help you. That is, I think that was Cash. But you can go through and change all these different things and just play around with them. Get used to them because we can use distort. We can put insect vision on this. And now it looks like we're looking through it and be that. So there's just a ton of fun things in this effects section. You might not use any of them, but they're all here. And in order to use any of them, the only thing you have to do is just pick one. Pick one, click it, and drag it to your clip. So you just drag it over top of whatever clip you want it on, and it will change. It will add the effect to it. So kind of like when you're using, if you've ever used like Instagram and used filters and stuff, it works the same way. It's just going to overlay your clip with that. So this is what this clip looked like before I put this effect on it. Let's okay. Before I put an effect on it, this is just what this clip looks like, right? That's the color. Put the Cine style effect on it. And it will slightly change the color of it. Now it has a slightly different color than it did before. And you can see that even just going back and forth, it changes the coloring of that clip there. Those are your effects. And if ever you want to delete a clip, all you have to do is select it and just click the delete key. So I could actually select all of this right now and delete it. And it would delete every single clip in this project. And I'll keep it here. Now you can just save your files by just clicking the normal save thing. So going to file and saving it, or saving as and saving it to a particular part of your computer. And you can come back and continually work on a project. So you can close down the app and then reopen it later. But once you are done with a video, you feel happy with your edit of it, you've watched it through, and you think all the cuts look good and stuff like that. Now, what you can do is export it. And you have to export the video in order to make it like a completed video that you can upload and watch and stuff like that. This is just a project file, including a bunch of different video clips that you're editing together. But the actual finished project comes when you remove it from this app and turn it into its own video. So in order to do that on this app, I'm just going to go to the export area right up here. So there's two ways to do this. We can export and just say export now into out area or content. So this is just from the beginning of this full area. So there's some area not covered here, or just my contents. But we can export it either way. So I'll export it and it will just start exporting it there for me. Now it should probably just do it in a kind of preset option. You can also choose what kind of export you want. So right now it's doing this automatic option, but I can choose a default preset and say I know I'm going to upload it to YouTube or Vimeo. I can choose YouTube, and this is going to give me my best quality for YouTube. So I could just choose that preset, YouTube, and then export it. And then once it's done, it's going to be in this little queue here. We'll save it, and I can see where the output is, so where it's saved. So I can actually click here, and this is where this video is saved. You can open that up, and that would have been the exported clip of the video. Let's let this export. So we'll see it's exporting. It's a short video, so it shouldn't take very long. It's basically preparing all the clips and rendering them and everything. So it's almost done there. So now it's done. You can look at my output here. Click on this link. This is where I'll find it in my file folder. Actually just in my desktop, but we can find it here, and then I can play this clip. The footage I had there, just the in and out. All right, that was the video I created. I just created a short clip there. And this is a separate file that I can now do whatever I want with this file. So this, I can actually go and just delete this project. It wouldn't matter. I have this file saved here. This is my video clip. I can do whatever I want to it, upload it to the internet, just keep it on my computer. So a good way to just like put together videos in one spot if you want to create one longer video for yourself, or if you're just trying to do something creative. That's basically the basics of, editing.